2 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 9 through 7. Every man according to the purpose of his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. He said, let every man give out of the purpose of his heart, out of your heart. And let him give, let you give, not grudgingly, but out of necessity. In the book of Matthew, chapter 14 through 21, where Jesus feeds the 5,000, and when Jesus heard what had happened, that means the beheading of John the Baptist, he withdrew himself to a solitary place. He withdrew himself maybe to mourn, maybe to pray, but he withdrew himself. And hearing of the crowds, followed him on foot from the town. See, Jesus landed and he saw the large crowd. He had compassion on them and he healed the sick. Even though he was mourning the loss of John the Baptist, he still had compassion on the multitude and he healed them. As evening approached, the disciples came to him and said, this is a remote place, it's already getting late. Send the crowds away. Go to the village that they might buy some food. So here they are. They're saying, send the people away. Send them to where they can go get some food. Send them to a homeless shelter where they can go get something to eat. Here Jesus replied, they do not need to go away. Hey, they don't need to go away. They don't need to go anywhere. But you give them something to eat. You give them something to eat. And he said, what do we have here? Only 5 loaves and 2 fish. He said, what do you have? And what do you have to give them? What do you have to feed them? Only 5 loaves and 2 fish. And he said, bring it here to me. He said, that's perfect. Bring it here to me. And God blessed them more abundantly for being obedient, for not giving grudgingly. God will bless you with more if you give him what you have, if you give him what you got. Hebrews chapter 11 verses 4. By faith Abel offered a better sacrifice than Cain did. By faith he was approved as a righteous man because God approved his gifts. Even though he is dead, he still speaks through his faith. By faith, Cain's sacrifice, his giving was more acceptable.